Okay, I'm going live.
Oh, we're going live.
We're going live. Put your goddamn
beer.
swords away. Jesus.
Don't tell me what the fuck to do. I'm gonna sit here just like this the whole time.
Are those real swords?
They are. Yes, they do cut. Yes, they do.
Oh, they will cut.
Would you like to see it, Oracle? Would you like to see if it cuts?
Yeah,
Would ya?
cut something.
I'm a cut nigga.
Cut yourself.
Yeah, come on, dude.
I'm not white, so no.
Do
Yeah, I said it.
black people commit suicide?
Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. Yes. There was a black kid. There was a little like 10-year-old black kid who committed suicide because he was teased for wearing a colostomy bag at school.
Aw.
Oh, damn.
Kinda
What did I walk in
sad.
on?
I know, right? That's how fucked up white people
That makes Mystic sad.
are. Does it really?
What story does
Well,
this?
yeah, that's fucked up, man.
I mean, it is
Nope.
fucked up, and that's why the one thing I want like my son is trying to be cool. He's trying to be hip. He's trying to be in, and everything else. Like, and I feel kind of bad because his the people who hang that they're playing Fortnite, they're playing Roblox and things like that.
Fucking Fortnite.
But no, it started with Roblox first. But I don't want him talking to people on Roblox. I see friends my age and older playing Roblox, and I'm like, I don't want you playing Roblox and talk. You can play Roblox, but
friends, dog.
Yeah, dude.
but you can't. I have over 600 friends on Xbox.
You need
I
to.
hop in-
You need
I
to
hop in
like
so many
rethink
parties.
some of your friends, I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
they're not really friends. But
I don't
the
think
thing
they're
Grown ass
properly
men playing Roblox. That's fine.
is,
I don't even know what that game is.
it's a game where you
Good.
can play
Like
games. With other
Minecraft,
people,
isn't it?
It's a game.
But for kids.
Kind of. But you can create. It's kind of like you can create your own games inside of it. So there's a bunch of games you can play that are player created. So
Games
yeah.
inside of games, huh?
Games
Isn't-
inside of games inside of games.
Isn't
inside of
that
games.
isn't
bro.
that really life?
Bro, how meta.
Exactly.
God, I hate that.
Wow.
I hate fucking meta. Is not a word.
Yeah, it is.
Dicks.
You're right.
No, it's
it's
not.
a phrase.
God damn it! It's not a fucking word.
It's a life.
It's like
It's a
it's like
way of
it's-
being.
it's a way for white people to put a whole culture into one word, like woke and shit. Fuck that.
Yeah,
So
that-
goddamn tired.
Okay.
of cracking
I
Daddy,
will
we're
attest
woke
that-
and you know it.
Woke and meta are not the same thing.
They're not the same thing, but
They're
I'm saying
not
they're.
even close.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying they're the
Woke
same
and
thing. I'm just saying
meta.
it's a way for white people to put a whole group of something that they want to be a part of, or fake a part of, or be
Well,
part of
it's
a part of.
not at
because
all.
it's
No,
trans-
Teddy, that's not
It
what meta
means
is.
Whatever.
Something.
Whatever, man. I don't trust white people. That is the point of this drunk rant. I'm drinking more vodka. Fuck y'all. I'm gonna mute myself.
Kettle
Oh,
One?
Let's get on with the
What
show.
is that?
Yes, it
Are
is.
we doing this? What
Yeah,
the
we're
fuck is
doing it.
going
We're
on?
fucking
Doing it,
live,
goddammit.
dude.
Oh yeah,
Fucking do
we've
it.
been live.
We're
Been
talking-
live. Teddy's been ranting about
Wait.
white people.
Corpse medicine
Holy
Tonight.
shit.
Medicine.
on
Corpse
the Red Eye
medicine.
Report.
Boy,
I am Oracle.
you sound like you're in a closet.
You
Oh,
sound
wait.
like
You're in the
You
rec
sound-
center, right?
I am in the rec center. So, have you guys heard of corpse medicine before?
No.
Are we gonna do the intro?
Oh.
Oh, fuck the intro. We're fucking rolling with it, dude.
This is the
Fuck the
intro.
intro.
This is the intro.
This is the intro. I have not heard of corpse medicine.
Never.
When you,
never
think, when you
heard
say
of it.
corpse, I think a dead person. So why would you want to
Okay,
give
yeah.
a dead person medicine?
All right. Well, you got half of that right. So it is a dead person. And you don't give the dead person the medicine. You actually take the dead person and you turn them into medicine.
Oh.
It's like recycling.
That's right.
I've heard of turning your loved ones into diamonds and things like that, but never.
Oh.
All right.
How
On
how
that
much
note,
medicinal use- how much
is it-
medicinal use does the human body have?
time for a moment of inhalants.
I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
he'll tell us.
Moment of
shit, I forgot about
inhalants.
that.
If we're not going to do an
Forgot.
intro, we got to at least do the moment.
Okay.
Of inhalants.
All right, shut up so we can do it.
You shut up.
Just sit here in the corner fucking crying while you guys
No,
smoke weed.
Oracle's going to boof it.
Cry and masturbate.
You guys don't mind
Oh,
if I
wait,
cry and masturbate in the corner here. do
Nah,
you?
dude, that's fine. That's fine. I get
I
Yeah.
almost.
I mean, it's not as fun
Been
as
there.
smoking weed, but
Been
go
there,
ahead.
man.
All right. So corpse medicine has actually been around for thousands of years, but it really got weird in
Really got
Wow.
freaky.
yeah.
Alright.
It got even weirder in the 1400s in Europe. So in 1424, authorities in Cairo discovered persons who confessed under torture that they were removing bodies from the tombs, boiling them in hot water, and collecting the oil which rose to the surface. This was sold to the Europeans for 25 gold pieces per hundredweight.
Wow.
So there was a big industry going
Wait, so
on.
it was like an oil they collected?
Well, that was one thing that they did. So they would harvest the mummies from ancient Egypt. They would raid the tombs, and then they would grind the
Oh.
mummies up. They would boil
Because
the
they're like
mummies.
holy
So
bodies
it was like
or whatever.
mummy tea.
Mummy fucking everything.
Mummy tea. Well, yeah, they just dried already. They ground them up and then they boiled them. So it's like mummy tea.
Right, right.
Gotcha.
And that was just like the beginning of this shit. So there was this idea back in the day. So you would take like a crushed skull and you would grind that up, and apparently like the soul or the vitality of that person was still in them,
Absorb.
and you could
get it.
absorb that.
Bucket. Right.
Things like blood. So if you had like a blood disorder or what was considered to be a blood disorder. So back then they had no idea, they
What
thought
a
of
blood
fucking,
disorder was.
yeah, right. So
I mean, yeah, they use leeches and shit. So.
right. They're like,
Yep.
she's possessed by demons or whatever, and he's got a blood disorder.
Let's do
And
cocaine.
right. So they would actually, for a blood disorder, they would collect the blood from sometimes a still living person and make medicines or drink that. At executions and stuff, people would hang out next to like beheadings and stuff so that they could drink the blood from the people that were
Shit.
beheaded.
Jesus, it sounds like there'd be a
really?
line.
There
I mean,
was a
yeah.
line. Yes. So like the executioner was like the
Oh man, I
fucking
was so late. All I got was some fucking piss and shit.
the executioner was like the goddamn fucking milkman or something.
Right?
Hey, what does this say about early humanity? For fuck's sake, we drank each other. or ate
Ladling,
each other.
ladling blood like
we came
soup.
from savages. We still are.
Yeah.
Down at our roots.
Yeah. So and this was not just fucking like grody ass poor people doing this. In fact, the aristocrats were the ones, and the people in power, they were harvesting the poor people. They were eating the poor
Yep.
people. So in July 1492, Pope Innocent VIII lay dying. One of the alleged cures
Pope
attempted.
the Innocent. Boy, he
Yeah.
got away with a lot of shit.
One of the alleged cures
really-
attempted at Innocent's deathbed is particularly memorable. 3 healthy youths were bribed by the Pope's physician with the promise of a ducat apiece. The youths were
What's a
then,
ducat?
I guess, gold
It
at
was
that time.
It was all the cool canoe at the
currency.
time.
Right, the currency. The youths were then cut and bled. All 3 bled to death. The Pope drank their blood, still fresh and hot, in an attempt to revive his failing powers. The
Wow.
attempt was not
Because
successful.
that's what Jesus would have done.
Right? And he threw up and died from the convulsions.
I mean, really,
Yeah,
you
right.
can't. I mean, look, Fight Club says that you can only swallow a pint of blood before you're sick.
In October 1601, the Dutch city of Ostend was a few weeks into the longest siege in history. At one point, the Dutch lured a party of Spanish besiegers into a trap and slew them all. After rifling the corpses for valuables and arms, a few of the Dutch could also be seen dragging wobbling sacks back into the city. They contained human fat, swiftly plundered from the flesh.
Wobbling sacks.
Yeah,
Wow.
Boy,
wobbling
it must be
sacks.
a big fucking obese army, I guess.
Right?
Yeah. And so let's talk about some of the recipes for this shit, because it has been going back for a long time. So back during gladiator fights back in ancient Rome, slain gladiators the Romans believed that they could absorb the gladiators' vitality and valor by drinking their hot blood. So epileptics would crowd a fallen gladiator and suck the living blood from his open wound.
Epileptics would?
Yeah, epileptics.
Like people who had seizures?
I guess. I think that like a lot
Is it the
of
same
people,
word or is it?
well, it is the same word, but I don't know if it was like a misdiagnosis, if they just called everything fucking epilepsy. I'm not
Right.
really
Yeah.
sure because there were a lot of fucking epileptics that were doing this shit. So
So it was like as soon as they could get their hands on that dead gladiator, just start sucking his
right,
blood.
sucking their blood, and they would like eat their liver and shit like that.
Oh God!
Yeah. Right.
I mean, liver's terrible in any fucking mammal.
Right. Yeah.
Human
Yeah.
liver. And think of all the shit that cows don't drink and do cocaine and like all kinds of other fucking
I don't know
terrible
how
shit.
much cocaine gladiators were doing
Oh,
in
yeah.
ancient Rome.
Right.
They were doing
Yeah.
all the drugs, like probably like concentrated tobacco snuff.
So
Oh my
executioners, they would sell like body parts and shit like that. Skull's moss. So skull's moss was a popular remedy. So the dubious curative powers of human skull extended to the mildew or moss that grew on unburied human skulls. Called usnea, it was found in plentiful supply on exposed skulls on the battlefield. Soldiers met the required violent end needed to maintain the vitality. So that's the thing. You could not die from natural causes. It had to be a violent death in order for this to work.
To create this.
Okay, that sounds like the Highlander.
What was it called? Brain moss?
Yeah,
The Highlander.
yeah, this is skull moss.
You couldn't die.
Skull
early.
moss.
Skull moss.
Yeah.
You had to die a violent death.
That
to find
sounds like a
out you're immortal.
D&D, fucking item.
No.
Fucking got me
That
a unit
sounds
of
like a
skull
band
moss.
from Norway.
So it was used during the 17th and 18th centuries as a powder. People stuffed it up their noses to
Oh,
stem
yeah.
nosebleeds. Or used it internally for wide-ranging concerns from epilepsy. Why the fuck does everybody have epilepsy? To menstrual problems.
Because it's a problem, Oracle, and you need to understand it. And
Jesus
fix
Christ. This
Fuck
next
global
one.
Don't be so harmful to all the epileptics in our audience.
Okay, this next one is so fucking nasty. Distilled brain mash.
Oh,
Oof.
come on.
What it sounds like? What is that called? Head cheese?
Oh, dude.
I've never actually had it. But
Yeah, this sounds like the worst
head liquor,
microbrew ever. Okay,
Right.
so in the art of distillation, 1651, physician and alchemist John French described a particularly revolting preparation of an equally revolting remedy, brain tincture.
oof.
So this is the
tincture too.
yeah, this is the recipe. Take the brains of a young man that hath died a violent death, together with the membranes, arteries, veins, nerves, and all the pith of the back, and bruise these in a stone mortar till they become a kind of pap. Once mashed,
Oh.
the brain paste was covered in spirit of wine and then left to digest in horse poo for 6 months before finally being
Horse
distilled.
poo?
Yes, if the brain was not enough, be distilled in an unassuming liquid.
Oh my
Okay, so
God.
To be distilled in an unassuming liquid. Is that
Okay,
just
so
code for
here's-
alcohol?
So here's the
Yeah.
thing, all right, if you think about science and things like that, they had trials and errors to figure this shit out.
Oh, yeah.
So for them to
They
have
tried
this
anything.
recipe, they tried a bunch of weirder shit than this
Yeah.
before they thought that
Yeah.
they even thought that this works.
Right?
So
Yeah.
I mean that is fucking insane.
Think
So-
of how much horrible shit they made before they figured out bread.
Why does it smell like horse shit? It doesn't.
Well,
Yeah.
Bread is like the origin kind of, like we
Yeah.
can bake or something. You know?
Like
Apparently
other
bread was
corpse
discovered because-
remedies,
Probably made a lot of shitty crackers before
Right.
they got something to
this was not a fad, and references to its use can be found throughout the 17th and 18th centuries. An even nastier version, I don't know how that's possible,
Oh, what?
from
Come
the
on.
Nastier
1730s involved the smashing of human brains, hearts, and bladder stones with breast milk
don't-
and warm
dude.
blood.
Don't
Wait,
tease me, bro. Bring
what?
it on. Don't tease me.
Bash with
Bring it
what?
on. Breast milk, bro. Titty milk.
Breast milk.
You're bashing them with breast milk. How do you bash them with breast milk?
No, you
Well, okay,
mash it together. You
Oh,
put it
mashed with
together.
breast
Yeah,
milk.
you mix it
Yeah.
together.
That's like human growth hormone right there. Natural. That builds you up.
Yeah.
So we talked about human fat being used in an ointment. There was human fat, beeswax mixed with turpentine. And
Look,
apparently you put this on
I
your
need
skin.
to turpentine. Like turpentine for us means like paint remover and shit, and turpentine back in the olden days meant something different because they mix that shit with everything. So
It might have been
I need-
close to the same thing that
Oh,
they
really? You
used to
think so?
strip paint.
Well, maybe
yeah.
different concentrations or something.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I mean, yeah, because when you think of turpentine nowadays, you think of shit to take paint off. That's what I
Yeah,
think of.
I
at
think it
least.
was really bad for you back then too. I don't think
I
it
mean,
was a good thing.
it's really bad for you now. Also, I'm not debating. The thing is that it's like the like why
Like
was
radium.
everything was
Well,
Yeah,
I
why
mean,
was it
they
so-
used to drink. They used to drink mercury and shit too.
Right. Yeah, that's not a
Yeah.
good day. Okay,
because
you could also get yourself the sweat of a dying man.
My favorite kind of sweat.
that's
So
the only sweat you need, bro.
English physician George Thomson, 1619 to 1676, was well known for using every conceivable part of the human corpse, including a prescription of urine for plague and the consumption of human afterbirth to combat excessive menstrual bleeding. But nothing was weirder than his cure for hemorrhoids. The sweat of a dying man, presumably induced from the terror of the scaffold, could be rubbed over your piles. If the
Oh,
executioner did not
gross.
have sweat on tap, then the touch of the severed hand from the executed could apparently make your hemorrhoids miraculously disappear.
Yeah, because your whole butt puckers up, as in like, oh, get that away from me.
There you go.
No. Fingering your butthole with a severed finger
severed
of a
hand.
dead man, severed hand of a dead man. It cures hemorrhoids. Why is preparation H not capitalizing on this shit?
That actually sounds like a good time.
Wow.
No, not at all.
All right, we have
Sounds
the,
like my Thursday.
we have the honey mummy. So
What?
mellified man was basically the art of turning a man into candy.
Candy man can.
Reported by
Oof.
Chinese physician Li Shi-chen in his book Chinese Materia Medicina or Medica, 1597, mellified man was a byproduct of an Arabian mummification process. The recipe is simple enough. Take one aged male volunteer, bathe him in honey, feed him nothing but honey. Apparently, the volunteer would defecate only honey after a while. Then, when he dies from his diet, encase and seal him in honey for 100 years.
Damn.
What?
After 100 years, he would be rock hard candy that would be administered to heal broken or weakened bones. According to one source, this honey mummy confection was available throughout Europe and China.
What year was this?
This was 1597 that they wrote about it. It is difficult to determine for sure, but not a stretch considering Europeans were consuming a mummy of a different kind for over 600 years. You know that there's some honey mummy still out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get some
Yeah.
weird shit on the internet,
Jimmy Carter is still alive because of Honey Mummy.
right?
Yeah.
For
Not
sure.
only that, he's still building houses.
Oh
off
god, I
of
never
honey
thought
mummy.
about though. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
they keep eating honey to where like there's nothing in your system but honey, so you only start excreting honey
Yeah, I mean
What?
that's
Yeah.
You're- from both sides.
that's also a horrible bowel movement and a horrible piss. Christ
Oh
Almighty.
yeah,
They
piss and
basically
honey.
just drowned you in honey, and then you're encased.
And who volunteers for that?
Well, I guess if you're on your deathbed.
Yeah, I guess. Fuck it. Let's do it.
I mean, I
but
doubt it was like we
another
force
here's
feed these people
again,
till they die, and then we encase them in
again.
honey.
You had to try this shit for 100 years, so you had to tell your grandson, your great 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 grandson, to go to the shed and get this motherfucker out and see if it tastes like candy.
To think
mean-
too, like, well,
I
what's
mean, really,
really odd with
if he
something like
doesn't,
that
it
is
was a
like the
failure. Go
entire
grab
idea is you would never live long enough to foresee
right.
its
So you had-
outcome.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So you had to fucking
Right.
you
It's
had
an
to
The first
investment,
person who
dude.
came up with this idea was maybe what, 20? So like he'd be 120 years old before he would get his first chance to try some fucking
That
Candyman.
honey mommy.
And yeah, that sweet taste of that
Dude,
honey
back
mummy.
then, his grandkids probably wouldn't even be alive the first time.
Right?
Everyone's only living to 25.
Yeah, you're right.
Dude, you know there was like some just honey mummy like slaver camps or something, you know, where they just like, you know, they just take
Their
a bunch of
job was
people.
just to finally cut the honey mummy up into fine little cubes and then wrap them in little fucking parchment
Gross.
for sale and across the world market.
So, Egyptian mummy, this was the biggest one, the most widespread. So, Egyptian mummy took Europe by storm as a cure for everything, and including blood clots, poisoning, epilepsy, go figure, stomach
Again.
ulcers, and broken bones. Various products existed: treacle of mummy, balsam of mummy, tinctures, and most popular form, mummy powder. So it was used as a staple medical aid from the 12th century to the 20th century. And
So
let's
it's just really was all like confiscated mummies from Egypt that were ground up supposedly. You know, it's like who's to say it wasn't roadkill that they just left dry out in the sun?
well, that's the thing. There was a
Through the grinder.
so there was a huge counterfeit market
Yeah.
of mummies. So they at a certain point they were just digging up bodies, right?
Yeah.
I
This
once
is nobody
paid
special.
I once paid fucking $200 for me and my wife to go to a mummy exhibit here in Nashville, and like halfway through they tell us that everything is like replica. So I'm like, not
$200
Yeah,
bucks.
it was $100 a piece to get into the Frisk Center, or the mummy exhibit or whatever.
like a
and
short
then,
term
like-
thing. Like it's only gonna be there.
Yeah, it's like a whole Egyptian thing. They have mummies, they have all this shit, and then you get through and you figure out, and they tell you like, as we look, everything is a replica. It's not a real mummy. It's a replica.
Yeah,
So I'm
and
thinking,
it's just like
like, then
Yeah, that's
why
some
did I spend his
bullshit, man.
money for fake shit?
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. So
Mhm.
counterfeit shit it's out there. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So there's only one thing that's better than mummy, and that's fresh kill. So
Fresh kill.
mummy
See,
is
now we're getting into snuff films, and I'm kind of getting excited.
mummy as medicine was eventually extended legally to include the flesh of recently deceased men prepared in a kind of pseudo mummification process. Red tincture was a particularly strange version in the recommendation of using a corpse of a specific age and complexion. So, developed by German physician Oswald Kroll, it soon became a popular remedy used in London during the late 1600s. Translations of Kroll's original work described how to make it. Choose the carcass of a red man, reddish complexion, while clear without blemish, of the age of 24 years, that hath
like-
been hanged, broke upon a wheel, or thrust through, having been for 1 day and night exposed to the open air in a serene time. The flesh would be cut into chunks, powdered into myrrh and aloe, then softened in wine. Then it was hung up for 2 days to dry in the sun and absorb the effects of the moon before being smoked and finally distilled. Apparently, the stench of the liquid was disguised with the sweet aromas of wine and elderflower.
Okay, so I have a question. A lot of these recipes call for men, younger men. Are there? Is that because are there any recipes that call for women or?
I did not see anything. The only thing that I saw was afterbirth regarding
Okay.
women.
That people still do that even to this day. As far as
Yeah.
people pay to get their placenta turned into pills that they then take after they had their newborn. Whether it works or not, I don't know. But that is kind of a long running thing that people still do to this day.
Well,
I've
that's
heard of
kind
the
of
afterbirth
corpse
being used
medicine.
for florists, for flowers and things, and
Yeah, I guess I
beds and
never
stuff like
thought about it that it is a corpse medicine type thing.
Right. So there you have it. Fucking corpse medicine.
that. I mean, really.
It's weird.
The thing is,
Like-
too, though, like, man, you pay to get your placenta turned into, like, get it turned into pill, whatever they do, dehydrate it, powderize it into pills. How do you know it's really your placenta? How do you know that just putting that in the trash can and they're giving you these fiber pills? You know?
Just giving you Metamucil pills or what?
Yeah. Because a lot of fiber makes you feel better. So, well, must be those placenta pills.
That's funny. There
Yep. I'm glad I wore my Rick and Morty shirt tonight.
you go. All right.
Boom.
So next up we have What's Sexy, where we tell you what is good in the world. And first up we have Ashtray with Kittyland Love Center.
Oh, yeah. Kittyland Love Center is basically this week my coworker is camping in Iowa. What a boring place to camp.
Yeah, I was
So
just gonna say,
flat.
we're in Iowa. I mean, it's so like, why would you camp in Iowa?
Yeah,
Shouldn't
I
be
think it's on
that bad.
like the southwest
Doesn't
side of
matter
Iowa,
what
where I'm
far
not familiar.
part you do it in. I can
Yeah,
only
right.
when I
Still
visit my
climb
in-laws
there.
in Iowa, I can only rock climb at a climb gym. That's how flat it is.
Exactly.
They have woods
Anyways,
there?
They do.
They have-
They're
Oh,
woods
yeah, I mean,
everywhere.
there are parks and stuff everywhere. It's just
Yeah.
that there isn't much for hills or terrain. Anyway, they're gone for a week, and they asked me if I would come over after work and play with their kitties, all 6 of them.
Nice.
Yeah. And the kicker, the great part is that it wasn't like, oh, hey, could you feed our cats and clean the litter box too and stuff? No, they already have someone lined up for that. But apparently, like, the person that comes over and feeds them and cleans the litter box doesn't have enough time to actually, like, hang out with the cats. And so they just, like, yeah, here. So it's like I've been like enjoying like having cats. All 6 of them. They all, have their own little characteristic characteristic traits. Like Jabba is the biggest. He's a big old fat fucking tabby.
Good name.
Oh yeah, and he's that kind of like Tootsie, where like they bulldoze their head into your hand to like pet themselves. Like, yeah, give me those scratches. And then there's Miko or Kipo. Yeah, Kipo, I think it is. Little skinny like black one that's only like a year old. What else is there's Dottie, Lilith, and fuck, I can't remember the other one. There's 6 of them. Anyways, for me, it's awesome. It's like, yeah, I get to play with the cats. I don't even have to clean up after them. They just like, yeah, here's the treats and here's the catnip bubbles, which are fucking awesome. Catnip bubbles, like whatever the consistency of the soap is, they really like last for a while, and then they get stuck in the cat's whiskers, and like so it's kind of like a blurry thing in their peripheral vision, and they can't catch it, so they freak out. Anyways, that's my what's sexy is playing with someone's cats and not having to clean up after them.
Cats are rad.
OPP, other people's pussies.
Other people's pussies.
All
Just entertain them. They didn't want them to get lonely and bored.
right, next up we have Mistic with Unhinged.
Yeah,
We're gonna play the trailer.
it's a good
All right,
movie.
hold on.
I don't think this is the same trailer. I couldn't find that one. But
Son of a bitch.
this is Russell Crowe's Best performance since Beautiful Mind.
Go.
It's fucking creepy, and he just plays just a great fucking bad guy.
So when did you the other night we were at a party and you were asking we were talking about movies and actors and things and you were trying to come up with something you mentioned I think you mentioned this movie when we were talking. So
No, it's not.
He does look like just the perfect psycho for this.
Right here, I think is where he says
I
it.
don't have anything to apologize for. Can you go, please?
Dad's crazy. He's gonna kill us.
Ma'am, are you?
Oh
I'm pretty sure the
shit.
guy in that truck's following.
Road raging you. Never
Wait.
heard of such a term. He can have it.
Well, I live in Tennessee, which is a constitutional carry state.
You gotta find it right here.
That man's totally. Andy?
I'm sitting here waiting for you.
His phone.
Across from your friend.
You listen to me. He's not a friend, okay?
This is where your first lesson begins.
Oh shit. Oh, headbutt.
Oh fuck!
Really? Because she cut you off? Really?
Yeah. Russell Crowe don't take no shit.
I
He
mean,
takes it to the end of the lines.
Really?
I need you to
You
learn
cut
how to
me off, I kill your family.
Man, you're gonna learn.
true violence.
Sounds like you're waking up.
Oh, wait.
He's real fat in this movie too.
Bring your
Yeah.
Oh, is he like?
I know.
Oh.
He's
I thought he
really
was
fat in
So
this
much
movie.
more menacing, dude.
Is this like a fat man's movie? Is that why you wanted
Yeah,
to?
yeah. For real.
And there's your minivan taking the cops up.
Oh, dude, I want to see that.
Y'all want to watch this shit? Like,
Yeah.
like stoned as hell.
Is that selling Prime?
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Shit.
Yeah, it's good. It's just a great action movie. There's some parts in it where you're like, I don't know if that's
Like,
physically
that
gonna
wouldn't
happen that
happen.
way. But
Yeah, like that truck run over that Volvo like that. Yeah, not gonna happen.
yeah, right. All right, that's it.
My father told me my.
Hold on, I've
Where-
got fucking Windows upon Windows playing here. God
Well,
damn
you
it!
should get your shit in order here at
All
the
right,
at the
there.
rec center.
Oh my God, how many videos are playing?
Yeah, what's going on?
All right, so
Oh, okay. I'm good. All right, I got it. All right,
awesome.
next up we have Teddy with fucking nothing because he isn't on top of his shit.
I am very on top of my shit. I've just been very busy with my wedding shit, and that is my what sexy is
Yeah, I'm getting
My what
married
sexy
in a
is being
month.
so busy to have a what
my
sexy.
wedding. My what sexy is my wedding shit. I've been ordering my outfits for me, my groomsmen, and my son, and it is so much cheaper to do this shit on Amazon than it is to do at a rental shop. I mean, like
Mhm.
rental shop is charging me like $7. The highest I've gone was like $1,000 for what I wanted for a full tux for 5 people, including a kid, which is for some reason kids are even more difficult to do.
You can rent, or are you buying or
Are
renting
you renting or
from
buying through Amazon?
Amazon?
Team.
Really?
Renting through Amazon?
I'm not. I'm sorry. On Amazon, I'm buying, but I'm buying. My what's sexy is I'm buying on Amazon instead of renting in other places like
You're buying
Men's Warehouse.
everyone's suit through Amazon?
I'm not. It's not a suit. We're wearing the outfit we're wearing is a shirt, vest, tie, pocket square, and pants. And and for 5 people, I've gotten it for less than $100 a person on Amazon.
Would you just plug
Uh,
your measurements in?
Well, a lot of the things, like some of the shirts you buy, you can get them by, depending on the shirt, you can get them by you can get them by size, by arm length and neck size, or you can get it by extra large or large. It depends on how what you choose when you go with.
Yeah. So
but
then,
it's still so much cheaper than going
have
to.
you tried it out? They fit well.
Well, that's the thing about Amazon. I can fucking. That's the thing about it. I can send it to the people. If it doesn't fit, like okay, so the first batch of shirts I bought, they were short sleeve because I was stoned. I didn't realize they were short sleeve shirts. Okay, so but I returned those shirts. Had those guys return those shirts to a Whole Foods or a UPS store where they are, and I get my money back and I can rebuy new shirts. And then the fact that I can do this like so easily, it's just and save so much money. And I get it. I get it. These guys have an outfit that if they want to wear again, they can. But they
Yeah.
don't
So
have
they
to,
get to keep it then.
they get to keep the shirt, the pants, the vest, everything else.
Damn.
The
So it's
tie, all that shit.
less than the rental cost, and you
Right.
get to keep it in the
And
end.
they get to keep it, so they can wear the pants. Yeah. So then they get to keep it.
It's hard to
And
argue
it's
with that.
so much
Mhm.
more cheaper than
Right.
it is
You,
to
you
rent
should have bought that shit on wish.com. Fucking roll the
Okay,
dice,
first off,
dude.
yeah, I can't. It's my wedding. I can't roll the dice. Okay. I'm already rolling the dice. I got ashtrays as DJ. Okay. That dice has been gone, bro. And that's
Boom. All right. Next up, we've got me with retired men's nude beach volleyball.
Oh,
We pull the trailer up here. So I do the humble bundle choice, which I get 12 games a month on Steam for $12. And this was one of the games that was in that. Let me share the screen here. Fucking great trailer. So it's really weird. It's this fucking, it kind of harkens back to like NES, like volleyball games I remember playing. Like, I think they had a volleyball, maybe an Olympics game or something like that, where it's like a 2D. But, and those mechanics are okay. But really, this game is not about the volleyball. It's about
the naked men.
Yeah, it's about the naked men. No, so between each set, you're having these dialogue exchanges with the characters, and the story is building up as you're going through. So there's like 6 different stages.
So in between each match, you get a backstory of the
there's
naked
like a
men.
whole backstory. So basically, you're this old dude. You're having this kind of existential crisis. You were in a grocery store. You saw this thing for this naked volleyball league, and you signed up. And I mean, this game is just such a fucking gem. It's such a classic. When you go out of the game,
Kids are gonna play it.
when you exit out of the game, it's got its own custom operating system with like all these icons and shit on the desktop that you can open up, all these text files.
Seriously, don't know if you're trolling us or not.
No,
right now.
dude, it is so fucking good. This is seriously. I played through this game in a night, and I've been playing Outer Worlds at the same time, giving that another chance. And I'm enjoying it on PC. But the dialogue in this retired men's nude beach volleyball is 10 times better than Outer Worlds. It is just so
Really?
much. It is written so much better than this AAA fucking Obsidian game. Like the Obsidian game, I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I get it. You're gay or whatever. You're
where the dialogue's so basic. Like,
I know.
Is this a shitty translation from some other country?
Right. And it's like, fuck, I get it. And it's just so uninteresting. And you have to go through these dialogue trees and shit like that. No, this is 10 times better than that. It's really, really fucking good. And it's so meta, man. It's so fucking meta.
The gay
Fuck
the
bruh.
naked old
Fuck
naked
you
volleyball
for
is
bringing up
meta.
old shit. Okay.
It's
So
meta
funny and childish.
because
Although if you're having an existential crisis, that makes sense.
I don't want to ruin it, but there's something beyond the volleyball.
Right.
There's like
It's
a
called their balls.
Yeah, it's called gay sex.
yes.
God sex. God sex.
Yeah,
God
dude,
sex.
it
God
is
sex.
so fucking great. If you
Uzi.
have a PC, check it out. It's on Humble Bundle. I don't know if you can get it on Steam or whatever. I highly recommend it. Very good game. All right. That's it for our What's Sexy. Moving on to Fuck What You Think, where we tell you to go fuck yourself. And we're going to go fuck your mom. First up, we have Teddy with
Not my mom.
Tamura Mensa Stock. The fuck is that?
Okay, so Tamara Mensah-Stock, she is the first black woman to win an Olympic gold medal in wrestling in the 2020
okay.
/21.
Yeah. Show the video.
Olympics. She is not there. There's no video. She's not my fucking thing. My fucking thing is, I saw it first on social media a couple weeks back. My fucking should think was Gwen Berry. The people who were talking shit about Gwen Berry, who was the athlete during the trials, turned away from the Olympic flag, American flag.
Mhm.
So there was a lot of the reason that was my fucking thing is on social media and the news, a lot of things. There's a lot of fucking like negative things against her because she did that. So when Tamara Mensah-Stock won the gold medal, she had a gold she had a American flag wrapped around her, and the commentator asked her, he's like, hey, the guy interviewed her, he said, hey, why you have that flag wrapped around you? Look so good. What does it mean to you? And she spoke how she was happy to represent her country and things like that. And then on social media, it exploded of how, if this one black woman was so happy to represent America, what the fuck is wrong with the rest of y'all niggas? And
But
then
she's making you look bad.
right. I mean, like, and this is right after Gwen, because the Gwen Berry thing was fucking, and this, and the only reason this became my fucking thing because it was on social media. It was on social media mostly. I haven't watched the news in a while. So it was mostly social media, which doesn't really bother me. Social media doesn't really fuck with me. But when it bleeds over to like my friends, people I talk to on a regular basis, they like that.
Everybody is talking
right,
about
that are
it.
bringing up about how happy this one black woman is about America to represent the country. That all black people, I'm like, why? And my thing is, why does it take for my race? Why does it take one person to be a representative for you?
Hmm.
Why does it take one motherfucker to say, you know what, these whips ain't so bad? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
To make it okay to whip everybody. And that is my fuck you think. I'm so tired of defending like this country doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't work for every black person, every white person, every Mexican person, or every immigrant that's here. Just because it works for one person of every gender, any gender or race, or it works out for that one person, that does not mean that gender or race that person represents, it works out for all of them. And that's what I've been trying. That has been so hard to like try to tell people. I am happy with I am happy with this country. I do very well in this country. Okay. I want to move to somewhere else to do better.
You're doing better than us.
Yeah, if I do I want to move somewhere to do better? Fuck yeah, I do. Okay, but I'm not gonna do it right now because I like him. I love him. I'm not gonna say I love America. I like America. Okay, and I have fun here. We got a lot of white girls to do a lot of shit to black guys to make their parents angry. Okay, it's very fun.
It's an American dream, man. Fucking
Yeah, I mean,
opportunity.
I learned and I learned that by moving south. So. That's my fucking thing is it's just because one of us are happy. It does not mean everybody's happy. I understand this country doesn't work for everybody else, for everybody. But I don't understand why it takes. Well, she's happy. Why can't y'all be happy? It's not how it fucking works. That's my fucking thing.
Yeah, that is
Yes, it
kind of
is,
weird.
Teddy.
Because there are
Like I
a
said,
shit ton of fucking black athletes in the Olympics.
I have learned this okay, watching I have 10
Don't worry.
I have 10 fucking TVs on my job. So I can have just about every Olympic channel that I want on there.
Yeah.
And there are so many people in America winning gold medals or winning medals for the country that are not European sounding names. They're African American, they're
Right.
Middle Eastern, because we're a melting pot. And I get that. But it's
We're a melting pot, bro.
we're a melting pot, bro. You see how I did the fingers together as the melting pot?
Yeah.
Symbolize the melting pot. But if one of those people like there was I don't want to like misquote this, but I swear there's like a kind of like a Middle Eastern person that won a medal for us, and fucking and like, you know, see, we accept it, like Islam and shit. Like, no, just because he won a medal does not mean we accept Islam, for fuck's sake.
Right.
It's
We
not the-
just needed him to
Look,
win the
yeah,
gold medal
yeah.
for us.
I mean, really, I mean, right? We ain't hanging niggas no more because we elected a black president. I mean, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that.
Right. Right.
Catch from the world.
Boom. All right. Next up, we have Mystic with Twitter, one big jerk off session.
It's all it is, dude.
Yep.
That's all Twitter is a fucking jerk off stuff. So like
People need to
Facebook,
get off that shit.
here's Facebook is like an old person orgy. You know what I'm saying? Like like there's just old people everywhere. And it's just a big fucking like family, like everyone, you know what I mean? Like look at me, like family.
Yeah, right.
But like
oh, look
Twitter,
what we're doing.
but like
We're having the
Twitter,
best
people
family
just
ever.
want followers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like there's no family involved, but it's still just as needy and ridiculous. Like I'll like at you know, going to bed, I'll fucking load up Twitter on the Red Eye Report page and shit, because that one isn't banned yet. So you know, I'll just start looking shit up. But like everyone's like, oh my god, can anyone even see me? Like you should like my page and follow if you can hear this or see this
Yeah,
tweet.
that's the
People
whole point
really
about
No,
say that?
motherfucker.
Twitter is that
No.
nobody gives a shit about you unless you're famous.
Right. Like I don't give
What is
a
it?
fuck,
1% of the users are like
all these-
95% of the traffic.
But
Yeah.
but you have people who are dumb as shit who are getting thousands or millions of likes that are becoming famous because of
Well-
their likes and their followers,
Yeah.
and that's what
Well,
people are trying to get
That
to
and
anyway.
that we're part. A lot of this kind of crazy upheaval is the fact that like it's the real Gen Z who like they had Twitter their entire childhood. Some of these, you know, and it's like they're now getting out in the real world. Jesus Christ,
Yeah, they're pretty fucked.
Oh.
there's no hope.
We're all fucked.
We are.
We're our
On a long
country's
enough
gonna be run
timeline.
by people who want likes and shit. It's gonna.
So I'm moving to the country.
I'll
Attaboy.
move with you, bruh. As long as you let me grow my weed.
Right,
I'm sorry. Grow my hemp for Delta 8.
Yeah, that's right.
right. Maybe I'll
Different.
move out there, live in one of your campers. Move my My Light factory out there.
Start
Just
a meth
impose
lab.
myself upon you.
All right. Next up, we have Ashtray with pushy fuckers who race to the bottom.
I already was telling you guys the story about. So this guy comes in and basically wanting like, oh, fix this artwork, change this stuff. It's just a flat pixel-based file. It's like, sorry, there's nothing we could do. Like, sure, you could do it if you really wanted to in Photoshop and had time, but we don't got time for that shit. And so basically it's like, to get the guy's money, it's like, all right, well, we can like put a colored box over it and then
Okay.
put new information over it. Like, that's about the best we can do. And, oh, he wants it. He's like, oh, I need them. When can they be done? I'm like, well, we can have the proof to you today. And, you know, once they're approved, we can usually have it done in a day or two. Oh, no, I need them by 3 p.m. It's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, it's like this event just happened. You just found out about it? You're running it's called UpNet, Wisconsin. I don't mind throwing it out there because you can call their customer service line. There's no room in the mailbox. The fucker, he's like being pushy and like trying to talk my boss down on the price. And he's like, no, like this is, you know, it's just, this is what the price is. And so he's like, okay, call my Call my phone. We're like, all right, there's gonna be a rush charge if you want them by this. Basically, you're disrupting all the ship from like the customers who order their stuff ahead of time. You know, like they're supposed to be printing today, and so call him to let him know his fucking proof's ready. Goes to voicemail. This is Able, customer service, UpNet, Wisconsin. It's some supposed wireless, mobile rural internet. And yeah, goes to the voicemail and said, "This voicemail box is full. Goodbye." She's like, "What the fuck? What kind of operation are you running?" It just sounds like such a fucking scam, like sketch as fuck. And then he comes in this morning, and what's he show? Oh yeah, he's like, "Oh yeah, I got the files here, right?" "Oh yeah." They're going on. He's on Fiverr. Fucking Fiverr.
I don't know what that is.
I have never used it. It's
Where you
Mistic
pay
might.
$5 to get shit.
It's like it's in increments of $5, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, like a credit is $5 or something, but it's like to get design shit. I don't know if they sell cool ass joysticks like that, but it's usually like design work or audio work, right? Stuff like that. It's like freelance
Yeah,
requests.
it's freelance shit.
Because what little experience I have with it is we've had also, usually it's mothers of brides. We're like,
dude.
this is our table seating list for the wedding. Like, you know, we need this printed. And that, but can you change this and change that? And change this? Like, we didn't fucking make this file, woman. Can't just go in there and change shit. And the smart artists, like, lock their PDFs so that you can't, like, fucking just go in there and start changing shit. Anyways, yeah. So we did get his shit done, but it's just kind of like, God damn. Like, I just think the Amazon fucking Prime, like, have it in 2 days, like, instant gratification. People just think they can just, like, oh, we'll make mine thing before everybody else's. It's just not how it fucking
Well,
works.
if you got the money, okay. So I had a question before, because you said to get his money, we did this and that and that. And I had a question about that, but after you told me the guy was a dick and showed me how the guy was a dick, I lost my question. So, but you did do
with the
something.
question of like why we wanted to get his money.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, it's basically
you want to
like-
get his money because you're running a business. I get that
Yeah.
part. That's why you want to get his money.
It's like part of it is like, okay, it really boils down to reaching with difficult customers like this. Like, in what way can we try to get them what they want with as little as work as possible on our end, because they're also like coming in and just interrupting our flow. But yeah, we can make a couple $100 off of the order. But you know, also it's like if you're giving me a flat pixel-based file, you know, if you're any people out there who are familiar enough with Photoshop, you know, you go to layers, flatten file, like after that, yeah, you can't do shit, right?
So okay. When I am not familiar with Photoshop, so when I hear pixel based, I think of like 8-bit shit or video game type 8-bit, like pixel shit.
Well, part of
it,
yeah, okay, an issue too with pixel-based art is that when you scale it up, it looks low resolution.
Yeah.
But also, if you have a like a flat JPEG of a poster with information on it, and someone wants you to just change that information, it doesn't work that way. It is just a flat image of pixels.
Okay.
There's no layers. You can't go in there and edit it. And like trying to get them to understand that, it's just like it doesn't work that way. Like the best we could do is put shapes over top of your existing flat banner image and just put more information. But yeah, so fuck it.
Well,
What's that?
thank you
And
for
that
helping
took
me
a
understand.
long time to
Right.
say
Now
that the
I was
Indian
milking
guy-
the
That's right.
you
I got
know,
6.
Indian guy's
Got
a
6.
dick, and the fundamentals
Who
of
said he was Indian?
Nobody mentioned
Photoshop.
race. Okay,
You
you're
did.
bringing in old shit from
Oh,
the.
you had to bring
for
race into
show.
it. See,
Fucking
Ashtray
white
was
people.
said
very.
it.
No, he didn't say it at all. He said it
Teddy
before the
Ashtray
show.
said it.
No,
He
Yeah,
said it before the
did.
show.
I said
No,
it
he
before the
didn't.
show.
He said it
Teddy's
before the
right.
show. Before the show, he told this
So
story.
what does it
Teddy's
matter?
absolutely
You still
right.
said it.
No.
Yeah, he said it, and nobody else. We weren't live when he said it.
Exactly. Teddy is
Oracle
right
brought
because there's a
race
real.
into it.
Oh,
There's a key
now
thing.
I'm the racist.
Yes, you are the racist. You
There's a
brought
key
race into
thing
it.
where, like, if
You brought race, not us.
I like to tell stories like that when you actually when you withhold the race and see how long before, like, they're like,
Right.
what were they?
He
You
did-
know,
he
it's
did,
just
he
like,
did the same thing. He did the same thing with the crackhead story, and
Yep.
he baited me into asking what race they were. Okay, y'all haven't learned. Look, you gotta watch people, bro. You gotta watch them.
thank you,
Learn
Teddy.
from them. I got you, bro. Right here. Boom. Got you.
Well, take it up with fucking Andy Cuomo's office.
Andrew Cuomo.
All right, next up we have me with musty logs.
Racist shit.
Steal.
Musty logs. So I'm
Musty
fucking
logs.
yeah, musty logs. Good band name. So I was driving down the interstate, down 90-94, going westbound. And they have this huge fuck off power lines. You know, the really big
Like the big
ones.
transmission lines.
Yeah, the huge transmission lines running along the edge. And so I'm with the power lines, I notice, I look out there and they're like all these fucking like piles of logs. And I'm like, man, I was riding with my mom at the time. I'm like, look at all that fucking lumber. It's just
It's free logs.
It's just fucking sitting there and it's like black. It's like turning
Hey,
rotten.
was it
Rotted to
was it
shit. Yeah,
piled
that's
up
why it's sitting there.
nicely?
Yes,
it piled
piled
up
up nicely, like cut
That
with
means
a.
it was, that means somebody it belonged to somebody. You didn't
Dude.
discover it.
They didn't do fucking dick with it. And lumber is super expensive right now. It's been
That
super
doesn't mean you can
expensive.
just steal it. If it was like you found like four falling over trees, then it's yours. But somebody cut it and fucking stacked it up nicely. It's theirs. You didn't discover lumber because lumber is expensive now.
Dude,
I don't think he's gonna steal it.
I don't think he's
Teddy.
gonna
I'm
say
not
that.
trying to
Okay,
steal
sorry.
this. Dude,
Sorry.
this is
Sorry,
like
sorry.
fucking tens of thousands of pounds
I
of
feel like I
lumber.
had to-
Teddy's on the jump to conclusions, man.
I did. I
Right?
am. I have one over my whole floor, and that's only because
My
he
God.
had to bring up the other guy who was
Oh
Indian.
my God,
and
dude.
fuck what you think. So I'm sorry.
It's not
I'm
like
gonna
I
mute
had
myself.
a pack of Indians with me to drag the logs out. I mean, geez. So the fucking, but seriously, like I'm driving along and there are like
Yeah.
these huge piles of logs that have been like processed, you know, cut, fucking ready to be
Like
loaded
the
up on
bark
a
and
truck.
everything, like
Yeah.
they look like they'd be turned into light poles or something.
Yeah, but they are clearly, or I would think that they were supposed to be picked up and nobody picked them up. And we're talking like 20 huge piles of lumber that they just let rot at the edge of the forest. And it's like, what the fuck? What are you doing with that shit?
Well, they couldn't find anyone who would
I can
take
tell
it
you what it-
worth the effort. Then it just sits there.
I can tell you what it is. The same thing with the ammo shit. They found out that when people are scared, they will pay whatever price to buy whatever thing. So why? I mean, I get what you're saying. They wasted a bunch of lumber, but like lumber's not going to go down. Neither is ammo. And other
Well,
things
thing
like that,
too,
because they found out
was it logs of
pay
the
that
trees
price.
that they cut down for the transmission lines to
Yeah, it
clear
kind of
that?
seemed like it.
Okay, you know, and it could have been a bunch of shit wood. And it's like, you know what? No one really wants this wood. I don't know. I mean, granted, at this
want that
point, it's
wood.
rotted. It obviously wasn't valuable enough for someone to invest the time and money to pick it up and process it. In
I think
some
it's big
form.
lumber, dude. Bill
Big.
Gates and
Oh, it's a conspiracy of big lumber,
fucking
huh?
I
Paul
agree with that.
Bunyan and big lumber.
Can Paul
Paul
Bunyan.
Bunyan, that cracker motherfucker.
Yeah, he's always behind something.
Right.
Right.
Pretty
This
obvious
big blue
because he
box.
can't hide. He's so fucking.
Her feet just got cut.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Facebook, I'll kill you.
All right. That's it.
I'm watching.
In
That's
all
it.
seriousness, go fuck yourself, Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, fuck.
That's your show.
Paul
Piece of
Bunyan,
shit.
American folklore, you sons of bitches.
My perfect was my story. My
Your
story was the
perfect.
perfect length. It's 10:59 right now.
We're going to be here every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/redeyereport. Apparently, our Twitter has not been banned yet, despite Mystic's
Yeah.
Mystic's
efforts.
trying, bro.
Right.
Nobody
He's been
listens
trying.
to us, which is fine.
Look,
That's
Right.
how we get
If we
away
can
with
get-
all the
Right.
crazy
If
shit
we
we
can
do.
get our messenger shit into Twitter, like if we could keep responding like that, it would be so much better. And I think we get so much many more followers. But I don't know how to.
If we
Whatever,
put
I
our
don't give a
actual
shit.
messenger thread, oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
green room
And
stuff.
Twitter?
That's not
Yeah,
out.
yeah, that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
going out there, man.
That's not going out there.
No, it would be so great for us. I think.
Oh
it
yeah,
would.
so great to
Yeah.
get canceled.
Yeah, right.
You
Look,
gotta take
you
that
get-
shit
you
serious
idea
now.
how
only get
fast
you
All
only
right.
get kicked off. Okay, so Oracle has to stop the dolphin rape. Ashtray can't kidnap kids. Mystic can't talk about deep fried fucking people. And I just have to be me. And we could be so successful.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So easy.
All right. Like us, share us, or fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm Oracle.
This is Ashtray.
I missed it.
And I'm Teddy saying I got laid tonight.
Yeah.
This is the Red Eye Report.
I remember getting laid.
You get laid more than